British lives lost in tragic air. India crash. UK responds with urgent immigration measures. A devastating tragedy has shaken the United Kingdom and India alike. An Air India flight bound for London crashed in Ahmedabad, claiming lives and leaving dozens of families in anguish. With 53 British citizens reportedly on board, the impact of this accident stretches far beyond national borders, demanding an immediate and coordinated international response. The UK government has taken rapid action, not only by offering technical support for the crash investigation, but also by streamlining emergency visa processes for affected families. As grief spreads through communities and headlines, immigration and humanitarian support have become central pillars of the UK's response. The full version of this blog is available on our website. Link is provided in the description below. In this video, we report on the UK's emergency support in the ongoing Air India crash investigation, the presence of British nationals aboard, and the swift government reaction, the immigration measures introduced such as emergency visas and family assistance, and the touching responses from the royal family and key political figures. Watch till the end to understand the full scope of international cooperation, humanitarian aid, and the evolving immigration response to this tragic event. Let's begin with UK's emergency support in the Air India crash investigation. The UK's Air Accidents Investigation Branch, AIB, has confirmed that it is deploying a specialist team to India in support of the local inquiry into the crash. This move comes under the International Aviation Agreement, ICAO Annex 13, which grants a nation the right to participate in investigations if its citizens were among those affected. With 53 British nationals aboard, the AAIB will play a vital advisory and observational role in ensuring transparency and accuracy in the probe. The UK team is expected to collaborate closely with India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau-India, sharing technical expertise, black box analysis skills, and procedural support. This collaborative effort underscores the seriousness with which both countries are treating the tragedy. The UK's swift offer to assist reflects not just diplomatic goodwill, but also a commitment to global aviation safety and the rights of its citizens involved in international travel disasters. Next, we explore British nationals aboard and government reaction. Among the passengers on board the ill-fated Air India flight were 53 British citizens, many of whom were reportedly returning home after personal or professional visits to India. While the identities of the victims are still being confirmed, families across the UK are awaiting news in a state of fear and uncertainty. In response, Gatwick Airport, where the plane was scheduled to land, has established a reception centre offering support, counselling, and real-time information for relatives. The British government has moved swiftly to provide diplomatic assistance. The Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, FCDO, has been in direct contact with its Indian counterparts to ensure all affected families receive timely updates. Simultaneously, British consulates in India are working with local authorities to confirm identities and provide language, legal and transport support for grieving UK families, who may now need to travel overseas under tragic circumstances. Moving on to immigration measures, emergency visas and family assistance. In a crucial humanitarian step, the Indian High Commission in London has activated a 24/7 emergency hotline, specifically to assist British relatives of those on board. The Commission has also announced fast-track processing of emergency visas, waiving normal waiting periods to allow families to reach India without bureaucratic delay. This includes priority appointments, direct assistance, and the suspension of regular operations to focus solely on this tragedy. In parallel, the UK government is working to ensure that those travelling to India are supported upon departure and arrival. From passport renewal assistance to expedited consular clearances, every effort is being made to ease the burden on grieving families. In a rare display of diplomatic agility, immigration authorities on both sides are ensuring that policy supports humanity first, offering an example of how immigration systems can respond with urgency and empathy during a crisis. Then we examine the royal and political response to the tragedy. The depth of this tragedy has resonated across the highest levels of British society. King Charles, in a public message alongside Queen Camilla, expressed his deepest possible sympathy for those affected. Calling the crash appalling, he highlighted the transnational sorrow shared by communities in both the UK and India. This royal statement reinforced the gravity of the situation and the emotional impact the crash has had across the Commonwealth. Prime Minister Keir Starmer also issued a strong public message, stating that scenes emerging of a London-bound plane carrying British nationals crashing in India are devastating. He assured the public that his office is working closely with Indian authorities and pledged continued government support for the families affected. The political unity behind this response, spanning immigration services, investigative cooperation, and public reassurance, emphasises the multifaceted nature of national response during such cross-border tragedies. Finally, we wrap up with conclusion. This tragedy is more than an aviation incident. It is a moment that has tested how nations respond to loss across borders and bureaucracies. The UK's decisive action in sending investigative support, offering immigration leniency, and providing psychological and logistical aid to families reveals the depth of its commitment to citizen welfare abroad. In times of crisis, immigration is no longer just policy. It becomes a lifeline. As investigations continue and more details emerge, one thing is clear. The strength of a nation's response is not only measured in policy, but in compassion. We will continue to provide updates on how the UK and India manage this international crisis. Read the full story and ongoing developments on our website. That's the video. Your thoughts belong in the comments. Like, subscribe, and keep rolling with us. New drops coming soon.